Here with Allison in the secret room, and the first thing I notice is there's no bathroom.
There is no bathroom. That was the first thing I asked. Where do I pee?
And what happened?
I was told not to ask. I peed in buckets.
No, but I think you were just taken out by Wranglers. Yes. Okay. So tell me about how the game went for you. How hard was the transition between coming in later, making bonds with people that had already aligned?
That was so difficult. I really think that was the hardest thing I had to overcome, and I never could really overcome it week to week. It was just, I was the girl that, couldn't be trusted. What is she hiding? Why'd she come in late? There was never ever getting over that. So I did the best I could. I tried to get in there with Andrew in the first 5, and I think I did an okay job, but then things happened, and it got kind of spiraled out of control, and I tried my best, and my downfall was not keeping Arlie. But who knows? I could have still went home. Netta could have won that HOH. I still could have went home, and Arlie would have been in there still. You never know.
I feel like there were elements of your game that, like, the superfan kind of came out. And I love the fact that, like, everybody was like, oh, she's supposed to be a superfan. Why is she in a showman's? But I saw the brilliance behind it, because one of the Big Brothers 101s is, like, have a strong guy who's always going to be targeted first before you if the two of you are up. Yeah. Was Andrew the only one you were sort of looking at to be your shield?
Well, when I went in, I was definitely looking at Andrew and Kenny because they were, the power boys that we saw on the screens anyway. But going in there, Andrew, I connected with him immediately. Like, he was so interested in talking to me. He made me feel comfortable, so it was just way easier to approach him. And that was the initial thought, was to use him as a shield or, stab him in the back later, who knows. But then, as you saw, that didn't really happen. Well, I mean, he was a shield. He did serve his purpose that way. Right. Absolutely.
Because he still went out before you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Speaking of the shield, you wore that shirt a lot. So I wasn't a big fan of Peter and Alec during that first season. I just thought these guys are like Chilltown wannabes. Can you tell me about why you liked their game in the first season so much?
I just love them so much. I found them entertaining. They seemed like they knew what was going on in the beginning of the game. I mean, they fell apart at the end, but you love who you love, and you support your favorite people no matter what they do, and that was how I felt about them. I loved Peter's diary rooms. Alec was a really good compliment to him. I thought they were both hilarious, and it was just really fun to watch.
And finally, like, oh, look at this, man. Peter's going to love this. Finally, I feel like there are 2 ways to play Big Brother. The first is to be active, like with the first 5, make an alliance, try and run through the house. And then the second way is to sort of fall back, wait to see what other people do, and then invent, like, the sloppy seconds. As a super fan, what do you think is a better way to play?
I absolutely think it's better to, like, kind of lay low in the beginning and then kind of beast up as you go further. And if I were to come in right away instead of late, that's exactly what I was going to do. I was going to be very social and kind of like down underneath the radar a bit until I could really make some connections and figure something out strategically to get further. However, I didn't really get that card dealt to me, so I did the best I could.
Amazing. Allison, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.